How are you? Are you the Mad Harry?
Yes, yeah.
Is there a bird in that cage?
No, there isn't.
Excuse us. Are you superstitious?
At times.
Yeah.
You're a traveller?
Yes, we are.
From where to where?
Actually, we came from Brisbane.
And where are you going to?
We're going to Perth.
Where are you from?
I'm French, from New Caledonia. My father is Scottish.
Scottish.
But I've got my American name from my grandfather because he's American. But my mom, she's black, half. From New Caledonia, she's...
Right, so your ethnic background is a mixture of European and New Caledonia?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And do you feel French or colonial or what do you...
Both.
Both.
I feel both because I live in a French territory, which I have the nationality, and my parents are also Europeans. So.
Yeah? It's first time in Australia?
I've been here for a year, yeah.
And you'll stay here for a while?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
What do you do?
I'm studying.
Yeah? What do you study?
English business.
English business. English and business.
English and business, yeah.
Yeah? And do you have a boyfriend?
That's a big question.
It's a personal question. It's a personal program.
I have someone, yeah. I love someone, but it's not a boyfriend. I don't live with him.
But you love him?
I love him, yeah.
Yeah? And he loves you?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
You didn't ask?
I didn't ask.
But you see him?
I see him, yeah, we ring each other.
Yes.
He give me a ring, I give him a ring from everywhere I go.
And is he Australian?
He's African.
He's African, but he's living here in Australia.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love him because I love him. I choose to go out with him, but we don't live together, so I consider that most friends than something else.
I see.
He's not a boyfriend. Yeah.
And you're not very demanding.
He's not really demanding.
No, you're not very demanding about the relationship.
No, not for the moment. I'm not ready yet. I told him I'm going. He didn't ask me, but he asked my brother, who is she going with? Where is she going? Who is taking her out? He doesn't believe that a woman can go alone. and I am that type of woman. I like going alone.
You're an individual.
Yeah? Maybe if you can consider that like this. I like doing things by myself.
Yeah.
But if he said to me, I want to go with you, why not? I can have time for him too because I love him, so I'm ready to share what he wants to share with me.
Yeah. What would you like to happen in that relationship? What would you like to happen?
That's all these questions. In the future, marriage, kids, with him especially because I love him.
Yeah.
Offer him a better life I can.
Well, that sounds...
As a woman, cooking for him, doing everything as a woman.
Yeah?
Yeah, working for him.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it happens.
I wish it happens. I wish it will. At the moment, at this stage, I don't wish anything because I just study, I want to travel. I want to do quite a lot of things by myself. Mm-hmm. And after, when I feel ready, I go for it.
What's my favourite thing?
Do you have a favourite thing, like a food fad or a...
Yeah, I love chocolate.
Eating, sleeping, drinking, sex.
Oh, I like a nice hot man, that's pretty good.
My favourite possession? My woman.
Murdering people. Cutting toenails.
In what order?
Oh, murder them first and then cut their toenails.
Showering, reading, listening to things, all those sort of natural things.
Going to the toilet, I quite like that. That's quite a joy.
We're stopping you from dinner?
We're having dinner at Grandma's tonight.
Yeah? At your grandma's?
No.
My grandma's.
Your grandma's?
Yes.
Does she cook well?
Very, very well.
Yeah. What does she cook?
We're having roast lamb tonight.
That sounds like a commercial.
We've just got a little farm with horses and things like that.
Oh, really? How many horses?
6.
Right.
Kim used to live there.
Yeah, it was our farm, we sold it and they bought it. It's bizarre, isn't it? It's a bizarre love triangle. Yeah, I used to leave my cows on her parents' property before they moved in.
Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that. Yes. But I didn't know Kim. My parents knew Kim, but I didn't.
So how did you meet?
At a local party up in the hills.
How long have you been sort of going out together?
4 weeks.
4 weeks?
Yeah, it's not very long, is it?
This is their first month anniversary or something, isn't it?
Just about at Grandma's house. No, Grandma's lovely.
Yeah. Are you taking something for Grandma?
Oh yeah. I probably should be actually.
No, well, we see because we gave her a gift last week.
What did you give her for her birthday?
Oh, you think it sounds really funny, but it's what she wanted.
Yeah.
We gave her all this cow manure for her garden because being on the esplanade, nothing will grow. And so we gave her a big trailer load of cow manure and also some really nicely arranged dried flowers. So she really liked them because we did them ourselves.
I have to ask you, how did you gift package the cow manure?
I put a bow on the trailer.
But what do you do?
I'm an accountant.
Whereabouts?
At Coopers and Lybrand.
Right, that's a big firm.
Yeah, it's an international firm.
And you've been there since leaving school?
Yeah, I've been there...
University?
A year and a half. Yeah. I was at another accountancy firm before that.
And when are you going to take over and be the boss?
Might be long now.
A couple more months? What sort of books do you like to read?
Surfing magazines.
Which ones?
Surfing magazines.
Surfing magazines?
Yeah.
You're a keen surfer?
Yeah.
How many boards do you have?
3. And my buddies use my old ones, and actually we went for a surf last night and he snapped one of my fins off, so...
Oh, I see. Yeah, you got to have a few.
Yeah, that's right. For the crew.
You go surfing at night?
No. After work.
Oh, after work.
But,
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And before work. That's when you mostly
Yeah, and before
go.
work. 4:30 start.
So in fact, you live to surf?
Yeah, it's a passion.
Passion. Do you have a passion?
The horses, definitely.
Horses,
like,
right.
Kim will get up and go surfing and I'll get up and ride the horses.
Do you take the surfboard to work?
Yeah, leave it in the car park.
All right. You
can't leave it outside, otherwise all the wax melts while it's in the sun.
Where is there time for other things, you know, like girlfriends and things like that?
There wasn't, actually.
There wasn't. So you're going to have to squeeze it in
Yeah,
somewhere.
it just seems as though we're sort of going to bed later now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing everything that we were doing previously, but now just...
Right.
Yeah.
And what is the ultimate in surfing? What do you aim to do?
Surf the pro circuit tour. I have to get all my qualifications at the accountancy firm which I'm working at.
Yeah.
And so that'll finish in July next year.
Yeah.
And then we'll see whether they'll sponsor me on a pro circuit tour.
Y pesa 169 libras. Y cuando ese mulato llega al solar, todo el mundo dice, a correr, que ahí llegó Watusi, el hombre más guapo de La Habana. Watusi, ¿qué quieres? Oye, me dicen que tú eres guapo. A mí, todos me tienen miedo. No me digas que a ti te tienen miedo porque yo sé que me bajo con cualquiera. Más grande que yo no hay ninguno. Vamos a bajarnos. Cuando quieras. Nos bajamos, Watusi.
We just thought we'd come and ask you about this wonderful house of yours. You lived here for a long time? Did you do all this?
I lived here 18 years.
Did you fix it up like it is?
Oh no, I'm not a builder, but a builder did.
Why did you buy this house? This is on the main road right outside the Coolangatta airport, and it looks like a very nice, peaceful house, but it's on a busy road.
Well, I can sit inside and have a cup of tea, and I can see the tail of the aeroplane, but I can't hear it. And with those glass doors shut up top, you can't hear the motor cars either.
All right.
But I come out and lie on that bed on the veranda and it's deafening. But inside you can't hear it.
Yeah. And do you live here alone?
Well, my wife died 3.5 years ago. And my granddaughter stays with me ever since. She's been good company for me.
Yeah.
I was retired when I came here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you live before?
Mainly Toowoomba.
Yeah. What did you do?
Fruit shops.
Are you enjoying your retirement?
Not exactly.
Why? Would you like to be doing something?
Well, there's nothing worse than sitting inside idle, is there?
Right.
You know, I've worked 7 days a week practically all my life, and I'm out here most of the time. Yeah. Come in here and I'll show you. I told you there's more work inside than outside.
This would take all day.
No, strange it seems it doesn't take long. They've all got a little saucer under them and they all have a cup of water. There's a bar been there 20 years, 18 years, and nobody's ever had a drink.
Good Lord.
Well, I gave up drink in 1955 and I've been off it ever since.
Did you give it up because you had to or because you wanted to?
I was an alcoholic.
Were you?
Yeah.
How did you give it up?
I stopped.
Literally, just willpower.
Now, my wife rang up AA and they sent 2 men from Brisbane. I had a shop at Mermaid Beach. And I had a doghouse and a bottle of beer and a bottle of brandy. And they came in one Saturday afternoon. They said, "We want to take you for a drive." I said, "Where to?" He said, "Oh, just come for a drive." He said, "We're going to Wollongbar." Well, I said, "We've got to stop at the Tumbulgum pub." He said, well, you sit in the car and we'll go in and get you a double brandy and a beer. So they went in and got me a double brandy and a beer, and then we careered on down to Moolumba. We finished up in an AA meeting. And that was my first AA meeting and my last. When I come out, I said, well, they never taught me anything that I don't know. They tell you not to have a drink if you have your first one. If you don't have your first one, you can't have your second. But I knew I had a problem after that, after they'd come from Brisbane to take me down there. So I said, I've got to do something about it, and I did. I never ever admitted I was drunk until Alsatians pedalled on me in the gutter. Then you know you've got something wrong, don't you? I was the black sheep of the family, and 1 out of 10.
Are you? 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10. They're all in heaven. That was my home when I was 10 years of age.
Did you ever get into mischief as a boy?
Do you know a boy that didn't get into mischief somewhere along the line?
No.
Eh?
Do you remember some of the mischief you got into?
Yeah, but it's best forgotten.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember my mother coming to me one day and saying, Eric, that girl's face is too pretty to be in truth. She was a young married lady, and I was taking her out. And I remember my mother coming to me and saying, Eric, that girl's face is too pretty to be in truth. Scandal used to hit the truth in those days.
Yeah.
I finished up in the boob a few times for being intoxicated.
Mm.
I used to pay the policeman £1 of a day, so as I'd have my bail at 4 o'clock the next morning. It was £1 bail, and if you had the bail, you didn't have to front the magistrate. You just forfeited the £1 bail. In fruit shops, especially in a place like Toowoomba, I was 21 and I had a shop right in the main street in Toowoomba, the best position. And all the farmers come to town and their wives buy their fruit, and you get to know them. We better go across and have one. Well, you go across and have one, that turns out to be 4. You come back, and in 10 minutes' time, somebody, you come over and we'll have a quick one. And it caught up with me. And it's no joke when grog catches up with you. It's a shocking thing. It's the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I'll tell you, I've never been so pleased to be out of it. I look at it now and shut up. Even to see anybody having a drink now, I say to myself, you mad bugger, throw it away.
Is there anything that you wish for now?
No, not exactly. Just enough money to look after my grandkids and keep them happy, that's all. Well, you don't have a lot of craving when you're 80. Like one time I couldn't stay home, I'd be gone. Now I never want to go anywhere. I was up in Surface and I seen that table. Now I showed you that photo down there. I ate off a petrol case. You had 2 tins of petrol on a running board, and when those 2 tins are empty, you turned the case upside down alongside the fire, and that was your table. And I always, every time I sat on that petrol case, I said to myself, I'll have a good table one day. It's a house that needs a woman's touch. And, you know, I do vacuuming in that here, and my daughter comes down and does a bit. But at 80 years of age, you shouldn't be vacuuming the damn floor. But did you ever have a look at the 80-year-old little girls that are running around this Gold Coast? There's 1,000 of them. But within a fortnight, they'd be telling you what to do. They would. Do this and do that, and I couldn't cop that again. I don't want to go through that again. I'll do my own cooking.
You like?
Wait, I don't think that's on. Wouldn't there be a red light on or something?
I'm not going to be on TV, am I?
Yes.
Not?
Don't you want to be on television?
Will anyone
Why
see?
not? Why don't you want to be on television?
Because I look disgusting.
Just, we'll talk to anybody. Will you talk to anybody?
Well, pretty much so.
Ask me a simple question. What is the most important thing in your life?
Happiness.
How do you get it?
Communication, intimacy, exposure. That's it.
You got it?
I've got it, yeah, very happy. Yep. Yep.
Are you doing a survey?
Yes, I am. On mobile phones. Have you got one?
No, I don't. Do you?
No.
You don't do one. You're doing a survey for market research.
Yes, I am.
Do you do market research as a profession?
Well, it's not exactly. It's a part-time kind of a job.
What do you do to have fun? Is this what you do to have fun?
I suppose I do it to meet different people. It allows me to meet many different kinds of people. It's a kind of fun, yeah, I suppose so. It's not all that easy, market research. You have to have control of your emotion a bit, you know, be ready for rejection and things like that. I like the freedom of it, yes, because I can say, no, I don't want to do it, or, okay, I'll do it.
Have you? What other things have you done? What other jobs have you done?
I thought that was the big job, the children.
Children.
Raising children.
How many did you raise?
4. Yeah, that
Boys
was a
and
major
girls?
task. Two girls, 2 boys.
It's a very big task. But presumably with help from your husband?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, very
So
essential.
you have a nice, happy, long marriage?
Must I? Have a long marriage.
Yeah, a long marriage.
Yeah.
Not quite the same thing.
I don't think it's easy.
No.
I think it's relationships are probably the hardest thing in our society, aren't they? But I'm getting older now, so I'm thinking I can just watch the telly or, I don't know, do the housework, do the gardening. But I'd rather sometimes meet people and have a sense of the rest of the world.
Have
to
you
that
ever?
extent.
Yes. Have you ever met anyone in the course of your work with whom you've had a long conversation, let's say, or perhaps
Many times, yes, many times. It's amazing how people really do just click at a less than obvious level. It's just there, isn't it? I'm an astrologer. I'm a bit of a ratbag, I suppose, but I see all of these things, you know, these other levels of people.
Is your husband a student of astrology?
Oh, now that you ask, not at all. No, he's a very earthy sign and he's very practical and he gives me a good balance, but it's also an aggravation because he doesn't think so.
He thinks you're wasting your time?
I'm afraid so. It's unfortunate, yeah, but it's a big gap actually. I'd love him to be just a little bit more my way. And I guess he'd like me to play golf or something like that.
Does he play golf?
Yeah.
So while he's playing golf, you're studying astrology. I mean, does he actually look down on astrology?
I think he does. I think he thinks it's useless.
When you read his chart, did it actually illuminate
Yes,
what
very
he
much.
was?
It illuminated the difficulties that we have, very much, and also the connection that we have, the things that connect us, yes.
Some of which are?
Well, some of which are that I have an imbalance in fire and air, and he has earth and water. And it's the elemental energies that sort of make relationship that we best understand. Not just the sun sign, it's all the other planets in the chart itself. And he's a very earthy, watery type man, and I'm fire and air. So we need each other in that way. You can see that. But then you can see how difficult it is to communicate. I'd love to turn it round. I don't know whether this is possible. This is where it is an incredible challenge, to understand it. To understand how to deal with it without turning into a doormat. I can't not be me. I have had difficult problems where my understanding has probably given me the patience and the will and the knowing that there's a way through. I just wish that everybody were so interested in this incredibly useful topic that they understood better each other and were more tolerant because of it.
you think the waves will wait if you talk to us for a second? How do you assess the waves if they're good enough to...
Oh, well, I'm not really an expert, but they look a little bit flat as they are now.
Yeah.
You like them to sort of roll a little bit higher up.
Yeah.
So you can sort of get a good takeoff on them.
Do I detect an accent?
Yes, there certainly is an accent from Denmark.
From Denmark?
Yes.
And how long have you lived here?
Oh, 5, 6 years now.
How did you decide that you wanted to live here?
I lost my heart to this place within the first 3 weeks I was in Australia, so it was natural eventually when I settled down. That was a natural choice to come back to this area. Australians just love to live. They just love life to the full and live it to the full, and that suits my temper and my philosophy of life. So.
And to be an Australian?
Well, I suppose in my heart I'd always be Danish, but another part of me is certainly also Australian, no doubt about it. If I was to watch a soccer match between Denmark and Australia, I would have a bit of a trouble because I wouldn't know which side to cheer on. But
so you don't watch soccer?
I do. I'm very much into soccer, but yeah, I wouldn't know which side to sort of cheer on. I'd probably have my heart torn in two.
Yeah, you'd want to draw.
Yeah, I probably would. Probably would.
What do you do?
I'm a hairdresser.
And were you always a hairdresser?
Yep.
Oh, so you came here and thought I'll get a job as a hairdresser?
Yep. Made quite a few friends through work and through my boyfriend, of course. Who came
Tell us
along
about your boyfriend.
Ah, no, he's boring. No, I couldn't say that. Gosh, if he ever sees this,
now you're in trouble. You'll have to rescue yourself.
No, I can't tell about him. He's a very private man, but.
Well, you can tell us where you met.
Well, we met here in Coolangatta, and he was quite settled here in the area, so it was natural again for me to stay. I suppose I was already determined to stay by that time anyway. So.
What do you like about him?
Now this is getting personal.
Oh, well, just in general terms, we don't know. We can't see him.
He's not what other people would classify as your typical Australian male, which is seen with European eyes. The typical Australian male is very macho and very conservative and very much the breadwinner, and the woman stays at home in the house and is not allowed to have any thoughts for herself or, or personal point of views or anything like that, whereas we give each other lots of space, which I like. I was brought up very independently, and I think most European girls are actually brought up to be very independent, both financially as well as personally, and that has to go along with my future life. If I can't feel that independence, well, it just wouldn't work.
And how did you, because you didn't know when you met him, but you could tell quickly. What were
No,
the
I
sort
couldn't
of signs?
actually.
You couldn't?
Didn't like him at first, no. No, we were introduced by mutual friends, and we were just having fun. Going out together in a group of friends, and we just got along well as friends, so we started off on a friendly basis and it just went on from there.
I mean, I know people generally trust people who do things for them, like dentists and doctors and so forth, hairdressers too. Do people unburden themselves on you?
Oh yes. You wouldn't dare to dream of the things that we get told.
In confidence? In
confidence, strict confidence, yes. Yeah. Well, we're, I reckon, as part from being hairdressers, we're also marriage counsellors and taxation accountants and, the whole lot.
But you don't take any of this home?
It's hard not to. It's hard not to. I could never work as a nurse or in a nursing home or anything like that, because I would definitely take it home with me. Yeah. I go home and cry every day.
What does your boyfriend do?
He's an optometrist.
He doesn't get these problems?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Does he?
Oh yeah, the same. Maybe that's why we get along fine, because we can understand each other's jobs like that. If I only sort of say yes and no, he knows, okay, she's had one of those days, I'll leave her alone. And that goes, of course, vice versa.
Can we watch you go down and do a bit of stuff? Okay. We'd like to see how you do this thing. There you are. Thanks again.
That's all right, have fun.